Hello everybody, my name is Elenator and welcome back to Ultimate Minecraft Polyworld episode 458. Well, there we are on 6,510. I'm pretty sure I was trying to find a way out of here. Let me do something though real fast. So we're at 43, 52, that was 9, 56. I'm not gonna push that. I don't know if I'm gonna get 8 or less. So, what I believe we're doing is we're trying to find the way out of here, of which I don't currently know where the exit is, but that's okay. We'll start looking. We're going to keep looking until we find it. The other things are going all right over here. Welcome to the stream. I don't think there's a way up from here. The search for caves. Is that what I think it is, or is that just dirt? It's not. It is what I think it is. I see the cave over here, the little side of the aquifer. It's now made out of dripstone blocks. That's pretty interesting. I'll need to come back here, or next time I need more dripstone, which is not at the moment. Oop. Oh, I can't get out of there. That's right. This looks like it has potential to be an exit, or at least get me close to the top. Nope, alright, where are we? We're at 34. We're still way down here. That's not good. We need to go higher. The opposite of the achievement that once said we need to go deeper. Except nowadays, there's an advancement that took its name. Hello. Goodbye. Well, I am about to free up another inventory slot, so I view that as a positive. Hello, Mr. Zombie. Bye. Is that a ledge? Does that just end? That's a mighty far drop I'm looking down. It's the opposite of where I want to go. I want to go quite a bit up. And I know the Skellebum's shooting at me. We're gonna ignore him. That's another carrot. We're gonna take these carrots home with me. And does zombie flesh not float? Oh, I guess it does. It's just being slow. Speaking of zombie flesh, we're gonna put that torch right there. And then realize I don't have any extra torches. Oh. I have the sticks, but I don't have the coal. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, new plan. I see the axolotls swimming down there and stuff. We're gonna ignore them. They don't do anything useful. I'll need to find a way out of here. Alright, so think. I'm probably just gonna staircase at this point. I don't think I'll get much higher than the mid-30s. I'm pretty sure I already did all my exploration on this side. This didn't get me anywhere. This is the water I swum up out of. This doesn't go anywhere. Unless it somehow goes somewhere back here. Not particularly, but this is an area I don't really care for, so we're just gonna dig up here. Which way am I going though? This is the direction I want, I think. Alright, well, let's leave. As I try to remember what I was doing yesterday. And then become a little sad that I might have done that. Alright, well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this one string. Watch, it's a magic trick. Where'd the string go? Spoiler alert, I did not throw it on the ground. Alright, hopefully it's not too long of a dig, but at least now I don't need to be as concerned about the amount of cobblestone I'll be losing on the way up. You're not cobblestone. I should say you're not stone. Oh, copper wasn't. Oh, it wasn't copper. It was Rodney Copperbottom from the 2005 Robots movie. It's been a long time since I last saw that. One of these days I'll rewatch it. Howdy to you as well. Welcome back. I'm gonna temporarily toss that down. Pick up the stone that's been cobbled as this as higher value. Or does it? Because what if the gravel is higher value because I don't have as much of it available. Is this dirt? Please be topside dirt. I see grass. I see darkness. Where are we? There's one pillar there. We're gonna build another pillar. I did start late today. Hello. I'm being swarmed down there. Just had stuff going on earlier in the day. We'll build this 32. Oops. That was 32. There we go. There's the outpost. Think I can hit the guy in the tree? Yeah. Nope. If I ever got a mace, I'd probably do bad with it. Alright, now. Hello. Now what we're going to do is we're going to head down and pick up another half a stack of cobblestone that I'm sure I did not collect on my way up here. Of course, I did go through a lot of non-ores. Nope, I guess I did pick up all the cobblestone. Alright, we'll see if we can mad dash back fast enough to pick up everything else that's down here, but I have my doubts. Go, go, go. It's 3 a.m. over there and you're watching my stream. But why? At 3 a.m. I'm sound asleep in my bed. And by that point, probably have been for a while. You have nothing better to do? Is that a claim that sleeping is not better? Well, so much for trying to sleep. It's already turning day. Speaking of sleeping. Alright, let me toss all that real fast. Nope, not the cobble. That goes there. Alright, let's see if we can pick up everything else. I don't know though, because the 5-minute timer I'm sure is already starting to affect the older stuff. Excuse me, Mr. Zombo, we're gonna ignore you. I have better things to do. Tick-tock, time limit on the clock. Trying to get rid of your sleep meds addiction. I can't help you with that. How'd you get addicted in the first place? Is the point of it then to make yourself so tired that you fall asleep naturally? I wonder how effective that is, because I've never had that dealio. If I remember, next time I come back here, I need to bring more stuff for torches. Which reminds me, I never filled up on coal. I still have furnaces that don't have any coal. Ran around your colony for 2 hours and still can't sleep. There's always a cooldown time. The amount of exhaustion you would need to be at to properly fall asleep, as opposed to being energetic, trying to keep you up more. Alright, so let's all put that away. And now we're going to grab all the dripstone, of which I grabbed a lot. But that's okay because I needed a lot. Ceiling in here is now complete. We'll do the same off in this room. I'm totally misclicking, but that's okay because I can fix that. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So now we're going to look and see what copper we have. I guess with the 56, I'll sort that into... Oh, that's right. I also have... Oops, let me grab this. I managed to pick up 3 Grimstone copper. That's amazing. Howdy, potato. I know what it means to have too many story ideas. As someone who has too many story ideas. There we go. I don't think I want to sort that into 7. There we go, part 2. What you need to do for stores is prioritize what's important first. If you treat everything with equal value, you're never going to get anywhere. I should sort that into 4. Alright, how are we doing on red dust? I think it's time to combine. You know what Uno Mas says, the Juicy Drop Pop commercials. There we go. Modded playthrough from 2015. Nah, this is just a cool idea I had in 2013. I'll need to make sure to keep those carrots nice and safe. Like, with all this copper I have, and with the amount of copper I'm going to need for the roof, I'm probably going to fortune some of this. I feel a sneeze coming. Can I pineapple? I had pizza earlier, but alas, I did not pineapple. You know, with the amount of copper I have, I think I changed my mind already. Do I need the copper immediately? Yes, I do, but do I need it that badly? No, I do not. I don't feel like mining the ores twice, therefore I'll keep the copper ore as copper ore. Alright, now what we're looking at are all the sticks that I never used to make torches because I haven't had the coal to make the torches. So we're going to grab all this real fast. I don't have a way to apply. I know it's totally possible, but I don't know Minecraft item models to know how to make the raw ore render as a block. The only thing I know how to do easily is replace the raw ore with the side texture, but that's not the same. Oh look, it's finally starting to oxidize. Yay, I think that's the first one. Kind of makes sense, as I'm pretty sure I started on this side. So pretty soon, this is going to start oxidizing this way, and then oxidize some more, and so on and so forth. And I do not have nearly enough copper as I wanted to. Oops. Yeah, you see all this? The amount of coal I don't have in these furnaces? Sad times. My favorite show when I was a small fry was probably SpongeBob. I've seen a moderate amount of shows, but that's the one I watched most often. And just like that, plus 8 blocks. It's not gonna look like the Statue of Liberty. It's just gonna look like a green floor. Alright, so how much copper do I need? 24. I don't have enough copper because I only can pull 16 blocks from this. Yep, I was right. Needed 8 more. Well, I'll deal with that later. Is what we deal with now. It's all of this. The amount of time I've spent on this world is 6,511 days. I don't know what that adds up to real world time, but that's how long. Fastest way to get copper bars is to go find some copper and cook it. Copper's all over the place. Find cave entrances close to the surface. Copper only spawns around the middle of the world. You know, what is the middle of the world? Because if it's negative 64 to positive 320, that's 384 blocks. Half of 384 is 162, I think. Let me whip my calculator. 192. I got close. So you subtract. Oh no, you don't need to subtract. So I guess around the middle of the world is 192 blocks from the bottom. So then if you subtract 64, that means the middle of the world is block 128. Alright, what cave was I looking for? I think I need to keep going this way. Do trial chambers spawn close to world origin? What do I feel like? They're rather uncommon. I don't know though. I don't know the spawning frequency compared to, say, mine shafts or villages. Of course you could find a seed. I'm sure there... Do people do seed showcases anymore? Are people still interested in that sort of stuff? There used to be, a long time ago, people would make compilations of like 3 or 5 seeds, and then they'd do that rather frequently. Those were the days. Oh, what I need. Isn't Caveman trying to rebrand? I feel like I saw something on Twitter saying, what colors do you associate with me? He also made a video not too long ago that has the title, I'm tired. I haven't watched it, but if he's tired, and if he asked about colors associated for him online, I think he's going to rebrand or something. I don't know what the plan is, as I did not actually watch the video. Truth be told, I didn't know that he was still making videos often. Hello. See you, Mr. Skelly Bones. Alright, how many blocks down is that? I don't have smooth lighting on. I can count the light levels. That's about 11 blocks. That's not the button I wanted. press F5, not F6. Alright, so then if I want to end up about where he's at, that means I would need 11 blocks this way. That means I start here, except it's really down here. How do you lapis? There's the copper. Peekaboo, I see you. It'll be nice once I finish the roof, because I don't have any other plans for the copper. Ah, I did the math wrong. I got close. Boop. He survived. I wonder if being on fire gave him the, I don't know how long it is. I think it's half a second. I think it's half a second of invulnerability after taking damage. Oh, I see you. If the coal had eyes, the coal would see me too. But I'm glad the coal does not have eyes. Because if it had eyes, that means it would take in sensory information of what's around it. I don't think the coal would want to take in the sensory information of a pickaxe going through it. Hello there. There you go. He was waiting, trying to ambush me. Alright, how far do we go? 34. So we're still high enough up for copper. I guess once I start seeing Grimstone, then that's how I know I've gone too far down. Well, you know what? Now that I have these torches. No, because if I need coal, coal is also found higher up. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I feel like as of 1.18, if you want to effectively mine all the ores, you're going to need to have strip mines at two very different levels. One level for all the deep down stuff, and then another level up here in the stone layer for stuff like copper and coal. If you're playing good old regular 1.16, if you just mined at level 12, you could get all the ores, with the exception of Emerald. Of course, for Emerald, all you would need to do is mine in an Extreme Hills biome to get it. I don't know how many people mine emeralds, though. People optimize villager trading. I don't see many guides for how to find emeralds. But I'm sure there are plenty of villager guides out there. Well, we're already back up to the surface. Alright, because I saw coal on the other side of the ravine, we're gonna bridge over there. Unless, if I wanted to use this chunk border here. It's like raid farm videos. Of course, raid farms. Who could forget? I think one more. And then now we go straight across from here. As long as the coal is not super shallow, we should go straight into it. Like this. And oh, the cobblestone fell. Hold on, I gotta pick this up. No cobble left behind. Well, at least we're doing good on copper, but I do still need coal. I don't even remember how many stacks I said I needed. Plus, with all the cooking I did, I know I'm gonna need more. I don't know why they made coal, or I don't know why they made copper so abundant. I'm pretty sure it's more common than coal. Maybe on my ore tier list, I should put, or it's not even a tier list, it's just how I organize. Maybe I should be putting copper above coal. The reason why I put copper between iron and gold is because it has raw ore and you cook it up like iron and gold. So that way you keep raw and smelted copper, iron, and gold all together. Me and my organization, it just seemed weird to have coal split up the three ores that are most similar in their acquisition. Should say their acquisition for mining. Iron you can get from zombies. Copper you can get from drowned. Although maybe not yet. Maybe it was one of these pre-releases or a snapshot you can finally get copper from drowned. Anyways, and then you get gold from pigmen. So I guess in that sense they also have similarities. Maybe once UMP goes on break, I'll start looking into all the new copper stuff that people keep talking about. Oh, I see you up there. Coal can generate in a whole chunk, but copper can generate 15 to, or I should say 10 to 15. Perhaps then, in this particular terrain generator that I'm dealing with, as this is not finalized, the terrain I have, the cave systems, it's neither 1.17 nor 1.18. I don't have either of those ore distribution values. This is an early version of the 1.18 system. All because of 21W13A. 21W13A terrain's not far from here, but I'm pretty confident we are in 1.17 pre-1 terrain. But we have a data pack because I needed the extended world size to make sure that I could properly convert the world up out of 21W13A. You know what would have been kind of funny, but equally a little bit sad? Thinking about it, I just now had the idea. Maybe I've been doing this backward the whole time. Why take 21W13A world size and be forced to use that through the 1.17 development period, when instead I could apply a data pack for 21W13A that shrinks the world to the original 0 to 256 world size? Why didn't I just do that? It would have been so much simpler. It's a little late for that now, but thinking about it, it's the difference of changing the world size in one version compared to changing the world size in about 8 versions, I think. No, 1.17.1 has another few versions. Maybe closer to 12 versions between 1.17 pre-1 and 1.17.1. Howdy, Ryan. Welcome back. Well, either way, too late. I probably should have thought of that, but I was thinking forward, not backward. On the positive side, it means that I get to enjoy a taller world size early, because if I didn't play the snapshot, I would have just played 1.17 normally and still have the 0 to 256. world size. 0 to 255 with 256 blocks total. Have you been working on lighting this whole time, the past couple weeks or so, or have you been doing other stuff and now you finally finished lighting? How high am I? I'm already at 12. I didn't know I was so far down. Because I kept seeing gold and thought, aren't I just beneath the surface? No, I'm not. You've been working on it on and off. Were you able to work with, I should say, were you able to play with a partially functional lighting system? Peekaboo, I see you. Okay, well this is only getting me farther than where I need to be, because if I'm still looking for coal's not going to be this far down. It can be, but the likelihood. Oh no, he dropped a baked potato. The Zombo cooks the potato. Aw, man, I can't get potatoes from Zombles using this sword. Well, that's not cool, because I need the looting on the sword to get the potato to begin with. It's not absolutely necessary, but it's gonna increase the likelihood of getting potatoes. How does that say titanium? The short story comes down to these textures. I should say the concept for these tools are from an old mod I came up with back in 2013. And it's kind of funny that the way I wanted the tools on there to work just so happened to be very, very similar to how netherite ended up being implemented. And so I swap out netherite for titanium, and the mod is functional as I wanted it to. Of course, there's no mod on here. I'm just using a resource pack to change the names and the textures. So yeah, everything in this resource pack that's titanium was originally netherite. And huzzah! Alright, well, if I saw a little bit of coal down here, then I guess I'll keep looking around, but I'm trying not to go down. I'm only going to find less coal the farther I go. If I start seeing Grimstone, then I know I've gone too far. Titanium is the real world netherite? Is that what Mojang based it on? Because the original ideas I had, you basically took your diamond stuff and then you were going to apply. No, it was titanium with diamond and gold, or yeah, titanium with diamond and gold plating. And so on here it's a little different because you start out with your diamond tools and then you basically apply a gold and diamond or a gold and titanium alloy to your diamond tools. Definitely sounds like a complicated lighting system, but the important part is if it works, it works. Alright, I was not fully paying attention. There it is, to where the coal was. Oh wait, hold on, maybe I should put this back here. I'm still supposed to be trying to get this pickaxe repaired. Kind of forgot about it. Oops. Sure, you can send me a screenshot, then I'll check it later. Which reminds me, I left my phone plugged in. It's probably a good time to unplug it. What's the current percentage at? 100, fully charged. Coolio. Last time I checked, I think it was still in the 80s. Well, there's more of the goodies. Exactly what I'm looking for. I should probably have verified how much inventory space I had to begin with. Little oops, but that's okay because what I can do, once I mine all this up, I have a plan. Other than trying to find the surface because that's the next step. So what my plan is, let me just throw that down. We're gonna boop and a boop. And then round 2, we're gonna do the same thing with all this diorite. And in fact, all the dirt. There we go. That's how you free up inventory space. Nope. Thank you. Alright, how are we doing on copper? Oh, the current stack I'm on only has 16. I should be able to mine some of this. There's 32. There we go, 55. I'll take it. Oh, time to find the exit now. I found the exit. I just need to get up there. Where are we? Somehow I went from 12 back up to 30. I don't think I had a way of getting up there efficiently. I might have to wander around the cave system. Wait, how are we doing on coal? My current stack has 8 in it. We're gonna try not to mine any of the other stone types. Well, I guess I'll try to find... How did I get down here to begin with? Is this the only cave I had access to? Did I skip every other cave? Oh wait, here's a staircase. Thank you, me of the past. I don't remember digging this out, but I'll take it. Alright, now we're in the 50s. I see daylight. Reminds me of an old Pocket Edition world I had. I still have. It's kind of somewhere, but I do still have a copy of it, or multiple copies, because that's kind of how my backups for Pocket Edition ended up. But I played on a world for Pocket Edition that had a dedicated seed. Can't remember what the seed was, but you spawned right next to a couple villages, I believe. And one of those villages had a stronghold underneath. For those who remember strongholds in Pocket Edition, you would remember that you would find strongholds. There's a possibility for a stronghold to spawn or generate at the bottom of a village well. The village well would go into the staircase. And so anyways, that was one of the seeds I liked. The reason why I recalled that is because I called the world Goodbye Daylight, because my plan was to survive in that stronghold. I don't think I got very far. The first time I played, I did not get far at all. Then I think I revisited the world years later. I did not get much farther, because that was only one or two day dealio. I don't know why they renamed Minecraft They didn't rename the app itself, they just renamed its display on the store. I don't know if it's a marketing strategy that it's better to have subtitles on there. The feature might still be in Bedrock, although I'm pretty sure nowadays we also have Eyes of Ender. Eyes of Ender to locate, because before there were no Eyes of Ender. So if you wanted to find a stronghold, you'd have to find the village. And there we go. All this is now nice and full. Hooray, hooray. And so what I do, as I grab one more of these, what I can now do is start cooking up all this copper, because we have a lot of copper. There we go. Totally overdid it, but that's fine. Oop, uno mas. Oh wait, hold on, I have 32 blocks of coal. I just realized that I've been spending a lot of it on the blocks. No wonder why I don't have much. Yeah, you would not visit the end, but you could at least find the stronghold first. It was a good way to future-proof, because strongholds in beta 1.8 Java Edition, there was no end portal. Mojang done goofed on that. If you had a beta 1.8 world and loaded up all 3 strongholds, you could not get to the end, because there were no strongholds that had the portals. You'd have to make a new world in 1.0, or hope that you didn't generate those chunks already. So thankfully, by Pocket Edition at least having, I'm pretty sure it had the portal rooms, even if the end portal was unusable. Mojang at least gave us the option that said, hey, in the future when we get the end going, for everyone who already loaded up the portals, at least you'll be able to get there. So unfortunately, Beta 1.8 is not a good version for many reasons, but that's one of them. So if they at least left some sort of placeholder block, even if it was useless for the portal, that would have been better. Beta 1.8 had ender pearls, but they didn't do anything. Blaze powder did not exist. Blazes and blaze rods and blaze powder were all 1.0. Howdy Koski, welcome back. It is a late day. Said something similar, I think it was the previous stream, and I can't tell if you were being sarcastic or not. It's not recent trauma. I'm pretty sure I haven't loaded up all 3 worlds. But yeah, I do have a beta 1.8 world that's semi-active. I'm happy with how much progress I've made on there. It's starting to get to the point, though, where I'm starting to get low on all the things I wanted to do. I'm thinking of upgrading to 1.0. I wanted to stick it on beta 1.8 for as long as I can, so we'll see. We'll see how long I stick to that. Yeah, leave that one as is. Another 8 blocks, and I said I needed 4. You know what, here, we'll just cut all of this. Oh wait, here. Let's use the stone cutter. That looks like the Pocket Edition stone cutter. Other than, you could see the hitbox cuts the texture in half because, well, that's just how it was. I can only change the model, not the collision. You can blame server, making sure that client and server is consistent. And say longholds are limited to only 3. Potato, who is here not that long ago, today, still believes strongholds should not have a limit overall. It was useless in Pocket Edition for a little bit, but for Java Edition, we got 3 strongholds. That was it. 3 strongholds, not too far from spawn. And then there we go. There was originally going to be 1. In Beta 1.8 pre-release 1, there's only 1 stronghold. I think in pre-release 2 that was changed. It was either pre-release 2 or the full release of Beta 1.8 that it was bumped up to 3. It may seem interesting to only have such a rare structure in a world, but from a gameplay standpoint, it makes things difficult, particularly for old worlds. So nowadays, we don't have 3, we have 128. That's a big improvement, but they only go about 32,000 blocks out. So if you're playing on a map, or if you just feel like wandering millions of blocks away from home, you're not going to find any strongholds that far. So if you want to beat the game, you have to come back to 32,000 or so. People don't have to imagine having a stronghold with 1 frame gone. There are seeds where all the frames are obstructed. And whoop. I can understand Legacy Console only have 1 stronghold per world. Those are small worlds. Even 500 or 5,000. 5,000 by 5,000. Yes, it's 5,120. I didn't say that. I didn't feel like saying it all. Alright, I'm trying to think. How about I just start making this into blocks again? I'm pretty sure Legacy Console was able to skip the Beta 1.8 shenanigans because I think the stronghold on there was the 1.0 stronghold when it was implemented. Legacy Console did not implement features in the same linearity as Java Edition. So that's why some of the Beta 1.8 and 1.0 stuff came together, along with 1.1. 1.2, I think, had 1.3, maybe even as far as 1.4. Anyways, not on that. Would I ever consider making a Bedrock series? I've already did. I have Minecraft through the Android. It hasn't gotten very far. It's when it picks back up again, it'll be in 0.9. But yeah, I've already started that. I've already done a Legacy Console series. I did the 360 edition. I've already done a 3DS series. That one was short because the 3DS didn't have that many versions. I want to do a Pi version. That'll be really short since that only had 1 update. I also kind of started the setup for Nintendo Switch series. I just haven't dumped my Switch to get it going through regular means. But yes, I have plans, and once UMP takes a break, in another few weeks or so, those plans will progress. Should say after I finish my break, since once UMV Part 4 is all done, break time for me. So now what I needed to do is I needed to see how much Grimstone I have. You're not that unemployed. That's a way to put it. Oh yeah, what am I supposed to do with all the smooth basalt? It all just kind of sits here, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. Here, let me grab all my cobbled Grimstone as well. Is this all that I have? Well, that's not cool. Alright, well, let's start crafting. I need to turn all of this polished, and then take everything that's polished, turn it into the bricks. I still find it weird that you take the cobbled version and make it polished, as opposed to the regular version and make it polished. Oh well. Alright, how are we looking? What I should probably do is put that there. I should have done that earlier, with all the smelting I've been doing. At least I got this pickaxe repaired. Oh wait, now that one is too. Cool. And doink. Here, I can make 2 more. There we go. Multiples of 8. In fact, now that's multiple of 16 as well. And doink. Oh yeah, do I have? I do not. Alright, so what I'll need to do before I forget is I need to take back, for sure with me, one of the Grimstone copper ores. Because I already picked up regular copper. And I got super lucky that I managed to find the Grimstone copper, because that's difficult to find. It's just the layers are only have a very small place where they overlap. We're gonna take the fast way down because I just want to finish this. Yeah, I remember talking about the Dream version. Was this in regards to InfDev? Because I also kind of remember a similar conversation talking about how I'd be very happy playing InfDev if it was all fixed up. Boop. Alright, there we go. 3 of the sides are now done. So I guess I'll start digging for the 4th. And I'll probably use Fortune as opposed to Silk Touch because I think I already acquired most of the cobblestone I needed. Scarred mod is basically that. 1.2.5, but with all the improvements. All the preferred features. It's a better way to put it. Alright, how far do we have? I guess I'll just keep going until I see. It might be the next glass layer. Oh, I see it. Oop, we're good. I'll need to carve this up though. Looks like I should have come back down here with stone bricks. Ah, you know what? This would have been a great time. Maybe I should have gone for Soak Touch, because if I had done that, I could have made the stone bricks from the stone I would have mined from that. Well, too late. I'll need to come back here with stone bricks then and fix this up. Alright, well that was fun while it lasted. If the old health system is going to be added, have you not added it yet? In addition to lighting, what else has been worked on? Oh, this is all done. As I repair all this. Mostly visuals. That makes sense. Oop, they're at 40. Hooray! Of course, even if I were to use this for construction and I turned it into slabs, not only get me plus 20, that's not very far. Oh well. Alright, now let's grab. Oh, we had another 20 grimstone bricks. I didn't know that. Well, either way, we're going to grab the regular stone bricks as well. You know what? Maybe I'll grab some of this coal. Boop. Oh, so close. There we go. I should try to remember to keep the next coal I collect as coal, not turn it into blocks. With all that taken care of, let's catch some Z's, reset the weather timer. If it's 1-to-1 in noise and biomes, have you compared the two yet? Whipped out beta 1.7 and did a comparison between the seeds. Quote from episode 7, this will probably not hit 1.17. You want to know why? Because 1.17 was brand new at the time. That was years ago. Well, only 4, but I'm going to say years ago. This was before I knew what I was doing with the series, and I learned exactly how to handle everything. It's a simple solution. Just don't play the latest version. Ta-da! Me, with knowledge of the future, knows as long as the series is still behind, there will always be a reason to keep playing. I remember as time passed, people asking, hey, when you going to get to 1.18? When are you going to get 1.19, 20, 21? The answer is in a few years when those versions are old. I shall examine the screenshot later. And how much more brick do I need? Wonder if I should just go down and grab the Grimstone now. I guess I'll start working on tunnels. Oh, I still have all of this. Oh man, I need a lot. I'm now seeing I need a large amount of this dug up. Dong. Alright, so we're gonna go. I guess there's really only two. Oh, you know what'd be interesting? We're gonna start going this way. I don't know how far, not too far though. We're gonna start going that way, and then we're also gonna start going this way. There's this one. Yeah, so you know what'd be really interesting? We'd have to travel a few thousand blocks on either direction, but eventually, if we were to keep going in either of these directions, what would happen is we would end up popping out at the sides of the chunks because the old chunks don't have all these lower caves. How high is my feather falling? I don't have feather. That's not true. I do have feather falling. It's only feather falling 4. I guess you've been missing out on the fact that fall damage, lava damage, I should say fall damage, fire damage, there's another damage I can't remember, and phantom spawning is all disabled because Notch done goofed. Not Notch, Mojang done goofed on one of their snapshots. There's currently... The way that this world was updated, there will not be anything under my old chunks. Because I'm going to optimize the world of 1.17.1 and not skip straight to 1.18. Because otherwise, if I went from regular 1.17 to 1.18, most of the old chunks would get stuff this far down. Well, because I enforced my own system, that's not gonna happen. I'm not in God mode. I can still take damage from mobs. Oh, drowning, that's what it was. Drowning was the damage. So fire damage, drowning damage, and falling damage. Well, no, I still take damage from mobs, damage from explosions, probably damage from the void. I'm not going to test that. Damage from landing on a dripstone. I'd rather not test that either. Elytra damage, I know I take damage from because I was flying around not that long ago. Alright, let's see. How far do I need to go? I don't know. I just need to collect a bunch of this. Maybe I'll place down one more torch and then call it here and then start working on the other tunnel. That should hopefully provide enough. That should provide enough brimstone to finish what I'm building. The funniest debug I've had on this world was 11W49A creative. And just about every benefits that had has already worn off, with the exception of the spawn eggs that never stacked. Well, they didn't stack at the time, which is the only reason why I didn't stockpile on all the spawn eggs. But with the amount of mobs that have been added since then, I only have about a third of the mobs, a third of the spawn eggs that are available. Oh well. But other than that, just about everything else has already been used up, with the exception of bedrock and spawners. I still have a bunch of bedrock and spawners. I have far more spawners than bedrock. I think because at one point I collected more of them. I don't know what I did. Do I want the blue carbon? Maybe I'll just go for it. Might as well while it's here. Just, okay, no, it's not just one. It's three. Nom 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 nom. So yeah, anyone who plays, I should say anyone who downloads this world and gets to play on it later, because these are game rules, they'll get to enjoy taking no natural damage. Except for hunger. Hunger is still applicable, and that's difficulty based. But with the amount of food I had, you shouldn't be going hungry on here. If you run out of food, you're running around and jumping a lot more than me. And it feels like I already do a lot of running around and jumping. Probably go 2 more torches forward, and then that'll be it. Because I've already picked up a lot of this cobbled grimstone. So this should be enough to finish the walls of the staircase. Because I need to replace the walls with the grimstone bricks. But I ran out of Grimstone because you only find it in the last 64 blocks of the world. And let's pick all this up, and now we go. So hopefully we have everything we need. It should be all set to complete what we wanted. This kind of reminds me of my Through the Android world, digging out the tunnel at the bottom of the world. I don't know if I'll ever complete that project, but it would be cool if I do. I still have other things to take care of first. I need to make sure I can get the world updated properly. You know what, while we're here, yeah, I should keep going top down. Is there anything I really need? Because if I have the stone bricks on me and all of this can just be crafted in my inventory, perhaps I will start here. Alrighty, so let me just work on, I guess, these two layers. Howdy, Mega, welcome back. So we start here and go all the way down. The good part about this, though, is I will get a minor refund. Although, because there are some blocks that are not completely Grimstone, I will lose out a little bit. But that's just fine. So I guess this means I won't need to go back to the outpost for a while if I keep working on this. Hopefully it doesn't take super long to deal with. Well, I guess it is going to be a little long since it will be about 64 blocks. Oh wait, times 4. This is going to take me about 4 stacks of the bricks. Your monitor goes to sleep. I thought monitors go to sleep when the image on the screen doesn't change. Does the monitor go to sleep based on input? Is it a monitor thing or a computer thing? Part of it could be. I just don't have any sleep modes enabled on any of my stuff because that tends to be more inconvenient than useful. Alright, well, we made it to the bottom. So now that we're here, we're gonna boop, make all 4 stacks of this. I don't know if it's like this by default or if I did something with my monitors, but they don't catch these. They do not have any sleep period. And also, with my computer itself, I don't have any sleep period on there as well. That I know I disabled. Sometimes I have stuff that would, well, I should say sometimes there are activities happening on here that I want to keep automated, and I don't know how well they would keep going if the computer went to sleep. So I need to make sure that they keep doing whatever they need to do. It's 4 a.m. not night. You're right, at 4 a.m. it's morning. You've already hit wee hours. Oh, well, I guess that's 64. What? Oh, no, that's not 64. Oh, I'm going to be a little bit too high because I realized I still have all this extra space. For all the people talking about Windows 11, it makes me sad that Windows 10 is being formally discontinued so soon. I say so soon, even though the OS has been around for a decade, which makes sense until you realize that Windows 11 only came out a few years ago, or a couple years ago. When did it release? 22, 23? I feel like it was 2023. Maybe it was like early preview in 22 and the full public release was 23. Well, either way, it's inconvenient because that's only a short window. 2021? Has it really been out since 2021? Has it been that long? Well, either way, if it was 2021, 4 years. 4 years is a short window. Right after Windows 7 expired. This still feels like a short window to me, particularly because of how long Windows 7 was around for. Maybe not, because that was equally as long. Well, Windows 7 was around until far into Windows 10's lifespan. We have a little issue. You gotta go. Boop. Bye-bye. And now we go back to digging. I just now realized a short window. Insert laugh track here. I don't have any laugh tracks on my soundboard. See? That's 5 years. 5 years is totally greater than 4. 5 years is a happy number. It was just perceived time length. It's all based on feeling. Because going from 2015 to 2020 feels longer than going from 2020 to 2025, even though those are the same amount of years. I see bottom of the world. And I think this is one of the tunnels. Oop. Is Windows 11 better today than when it first launched? Coming from someone who's only used Windows 11 on other people's computers. I'm still sitting here with no plan on what to do other than just figure something out like the day before. It's a little bit better. I guess that's something positive. When's the official Windows 10 end of life date? Because if it could hold out, or I should say if I can hold out another 6 months, my game will be released for sure. In fact, even 4 months. If it could hold out another 4 months, October, I have until October. I'm going to be pushing it. But by then, there's a good possibility. In fact, I'm almost certain that as long as everything keeps going, that my game will be out. Therefore, money will be made, which means I can afford new hardware and do a proper upgrade. So I have until October. For some reason, I was thinking it was August or September. So if I have until October, I still have just enough time, maybe. Maybe if people complain enough, they'll give longer support. Or you have to manually sign up or opt in for extended support. I don't even know what I would upgrade to. I'm particularly sad though because my case looks so cool. I'm very happy with 2013's Me decision. But unfortunately, I can't get any graphics card larger than a 3070. That is quite unfortunate. And I know that because I measured. Because otherwise, I would have ended up with a 3080. Maybe a 3090. I can't remember if that was officially out yet. Back when I did my graphics card upgrade a little while back. But unfortunately, that's not an option because it physically will not fit within the case. And that makes me sad. That's one of the last two components that are still original. The case and the CD DVD drive. Everything else in my computer has been replaced already. There's nothing else from my original build by now, other than the case and the CD player. So if I lose the case, the last thing I have is the DVD player. And who's to say that, well, hello, who's to say that the next case I get would even support the slots? Because people don't like optical media anymore. It's totally lame. Optical media is amazing. Do you know how nice it is being able to plop in a Blu-ray on your own computer and watch? It's for the days when I don't want to set up the whole home theater system and watch out there. Or the days I want to watch stuff and not have other people bother me. So later in my computer's history, I ended up getting a Blu-ray player as well. So I have two optical drives. And these days, I don't see cases anymore with optical drives. Hey, there's a dungeon in here. Hello. Spider. Spider spawner. No way. I found a golden apple. A golden apple and a name tag. This is a pretty good chest, except I don't have the space right now for this stuff. I still have time to decide. If it's October, I still have time to decide to do the improper way of going to Windows 11. We shall see. Because my hardware itself is fine. It's just getting old, relatively. But otherwise, it still works. If I had the opportunity to keep using it. But oh well, we shall see. Because if my game does well enough, then I could just go straight back to top of the line. The hardware I have now was top of the line back in 2020. And now 2 graphics cards generations have passed. Another I don't know how many CPU generations have passed since then. I haven't been keeping up with that as much. So, as time passes, it just naturally becomes old. Oh well. Oh well. This is a gray motherboard, but it would indeed be time to upgrade, because I would need another CPU. My current CPU is, I should say my current CPU is already, or is not at the same level as what my GPU is. Oh well. The reason why I went with this motherboard though is because it supported 128 gigabytes of RAM. That was a non-negotiable. I currently don't regret it though, because there have been some tests where I've required 100 plus gigabytes of RAM, and so I've used it. I don't plan on switching to Linux. Another viewer, Mazov, tried Linux and did not have a fun experience, and so I think to myself, Linux is good for people who like Linux. That would not be me. I'd also have to totally overhaul my project work environments. I don't know if ClickTeam Fusion natively supports Linux. I think there's a Max game exporter, but I don't know if you can set up projects on here under a Linux environment. What else? There's also, I'm trying to think, who buzzed me? Is it anyone important? I don't know, is it important? How about I find out? Doop. If you asked me a few years ago, I also would have mentioned video game compatibility, but nowadays, Linux game compatibility for Windows games is on the rise. Alright, let me keep working on here. Oh, you know what I could do? Unrelated to computer stuff. How about I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Dual booting has also been an option, but one of the reasons why I never committed to it comes down to storage space. As someone who would like to maximize storage space, I'd rather stick to one OS installation, even though I know that depending on the version of Linux, it would be rather lightweight. I don't know what the Windows 11 install size is. I used to know what Windows 10 was. I should say I used to know what the install size was for Windows 10 because I have a Windows 10. No, maybe it wasn't 10. Maybe I only have Windows 7. A Windows 7 install DVD. I think it was DVD. They would not have put it on Blu-ray. Around 30 gigabytes. Windows 11, 30 gigabytes. Seems reasonable. 30 gigabytes, though, is half a game these days. It's kind of sad to say, but there was one that I picked up during the Steam Summer Sale that I wanted to play, but 60 gigabytes is currently not available for use. It would, but I'd rather not keep my SSD that full. However, pretty soon here, I'm gonna tackle for the last time a few games that I've been meaning to play. During the time that UMP is on break for the second half of August, I plan on doing a few final things, and then I can uninstall the games and celebrate. One of them is Farlands. That one I think is maybe 15 gigabytes. Deadlock is What is it nowadays? It's gone up. It used to be around 20 when I started playing. Now I think it's past 30. There was something else. I can't remember. A lot of blotware. I'm pretty sure bloatware is one word, but I understand what you're saying. I remember a lot of people said the same thing for Windows 10 back when it was first released. Is Windows 11 worse on that? For some reason, I feel like it is. I can't remember what the big positive aspects for Windows 10 were, or sorry, for Windows 11 were over Windows 10. Because of all the people I remember hearing who used or switched to Windows 11, there's a lot of stuff they weren't happy about. I also know that at launch or in the early days of 11, there were also video game performance issues. Games ran noticeably slower than Windows 10 did. I think there were also some graphical related issues that popped up that were not there on 10. Pretty sure some of that was corrected by now. Half or even less. Oop. That's a big difference. I was about to start placing that down. Oopsies, wrong block. At least this tunnel is going to be all completed once I get this done. Party potato. Alright, so it's 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. And then there. I did something wrong. Hold up. Oh, I know what I did wrong, not there. TikTok, Spotify, and more dumb apps. I didn't know TikTok had a desktop app. It would make sense. Not only are they trying, or I should say, not only have they tried to captivate every mobile device we have, but every computer. The Spotify app has been on Windows 10 for a long time. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe it wasn't pre-installed. Because I was about to say the same thing about Netflix, and then I realized, no, I manually installed the Netflix app. That one was not pre-installed. Maybe I'm thinking the Spotify app was not pre-installed either. I cleaned up my start menu a long time ago, though. So at least some of these issues I don't deal with. In regards to what was on the Windows 10 start menu to begin with. Nowadays, I think there's not much on there. Yeah, in fact, the only thing in my start menu is Minecraft and Netflix. I want to say I used to have more, maybe back in 2016, 2017. And then whatever I did for this most recent installation, which was around 21 or 22, I didn't reinstall a lot of what I had then. So I just went straight to the two important things. Although I don't watch Netflix all that often. And I'm about to take a big break from Netflix for sure because I plan on watching a show that has 900 episodes. And that's not on Netflix. The 2023 version is pre-installed because of 11. Sad times. Non-essential pre-installed apps just bring sadness, because it's always a hassle uninstalling. It's a hassle going through every single thing. Alright, I can't remember where that... Oh wait, was it down here? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. I was gonna try to find that dungeon again. It's not far. There it is. I was gonna try to find that dungeon again and get the goods, but then I realized I don't have the space right now. So I guess we'll just keep going on up. Alright, the question is, do I have enough cobbled grimstone to fill in the rest of these walls? Maybe what I should do, since I think it might be nighttime. Maybe what I should do since it's nighttime is put everything I don't need away. So between this glass and that glass, that's a fair amount of distance I have to go. I don't remember how much the old start menu had. Because I remember doing installations, Windows 10 installations in 2018, I believe, 2019. And so I remember seeing the start menu on there. I can't remember when Windows 10 started the shifts though, because one day I was just doing whatever I was doing, and then I looked back at an installation of Windows 10 from 2015 or 16, and then I thought to myself, wow, that looks quite a bit different than the Windows 10 that I use nowadays. It's the small changes that you notice over time. And look, we now have three copper pieces oxidized. For some reason, I thought copper oxidized faster, but I guess not. I kind of appreciate the slowness, though. Alright, so let me put away all these items. That's not technically an item. Alright, let me turn these into some more stacks real fast. Boop. Where's the West stuff? He'd probably have stuff to say about this. I know it's late over there. Let me just look at one thing real fast. Doo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doop. Unimportant, all good. No reason to suspect. Alright, back to digging. So we'll keep working on digging out the walls and hopefully finishing the staircase. Hey buddy, you're back. Where's your llama? He's missing one. What do you have that's worth buying? Hey buddy, can you go out and find some pumpkin seeds? No, not pumpkin seeds, I already have pumpkin. Can you go out and find some melon seeds? That'd be nice. People still run XP in 7. Do they have any sort of dedicated protection when utilizing modern internet? I guess I'll just choose to start here. Nope. I would not trust that to be a long-term solution. Of course, that's just me. Legacy compatibility. I'm pretty sure there's a particular government agency that last I heard back in, oh, when was this? 2018, I think. Last I heard back in 2018, they were still running XP. Alright, hopefully this isn't too many breaks, but we'll see. When you say college main PC, do they only have one main PC? What college has one main computer? Is it like their server computer? And it uses the, hold on, it was Windows Server 2012, I believe. No, maybe not 2012. What was the version that came out before then, 2010? Windows Server versions were based on years, and they were similar to the previous client version that released before that. I can't remember. Not important. It's been a while since I last did a Windows Server installation. That would have been back when I was in college. It's the main server. I can understand that. I feel like upgrading Windows servers would be a bigger challenge than just doing regular clients, the standard Windows installations. Alright, so I did this wall. I need to do maybe this one next. Decisions. But there's only 4 walls. So that's when you have to make snap decisions. Setting up a Windows server is only slightly more complicated than setting up Windows client. Comes down to you need to set up, what is it? I think AD, active domain. I can't remember if that was a necessary install or we just did it on every installation that it only felt necessary. Did I say active domain? I think active directory. Man, has it really been that many years since I was last in college? Most people would say I feel old, but I know I'm not old. I feel snooze coming. Can I pineapple this one away? Pizza. Pineapple on pizza. I had pizza earlier for lunch. There was no pineapple though. It had bell peppers, pepperoni, I think sausage. I also had mushrooms on there, but I took the mushrooms off. I don't eat mushrooms. I guess that's that. Alright, time to decide which of these two. I'll need to redo the door here, but I'll figure that out soon. Oh, I'm gonna be a little sad if I still manage to run out of Grimstone after all of this. If I am completely out, I'll be sad because this means I'm gonna have to go back down into the tunnels and dig up even more. I was really hoping that with all the tunnel digging I did earlier, I wouldn't have to dig anymore. At least no more at the present. I should probably make this a hole. I'll decide as I start placing it down. What I could do is just open this up a little bit more. As long as there are 4 blocks missing, I can go from there. Hello. Yeah. I don't think you'll live. That's a true statement. Ah, he made it all the way down here. Come on, buddy. I need the goods. Oh. I need goods part 2. Alright, what are we at? A little more than 15 minutes of the day. I feel the sneeze coming. Pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. I was able to pineapple it away last time. Can I pineapple it away this time? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4 would put me there. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 4. I think that might be fine. I'll know better once I get the other wall in place. Well, at least I'm gonna hope I can get the other wall in place. If I end up running out of the Grimstone bricks on my way up here, I'll be a little sad, but there's a very good possibility of that happening. What I think I'll just do is dig up the entirety of the next wall, and then when I'm down there, just keep going all the way to the tunnels and stuff. Alright, so what I'll do is... I don't know. Decision's decision, because this is a 2x2 area right here, but the problem is I don't have any easy way in. This corner is not in a good area, unless if I would say do something more like this. Because what I could do is I could have this 2x2 area right here missing. And so then this turns into the next area. Wait, am I missing one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I dug one up and I didn't pick it up. Oh, something happened. What went wrong? There's a time on YouTube that I remember watching some. I remember watching videos that had AI generated backgrounds, but it was music, and so the visuals were generated based on the song lyrics. And I remember the song Mr. Blue Sky. Whenever the line "Where did we go wrong" played, the images that were used for "Where did we go wrong" was always something something deep, something of concerning future. Alright, we'll have fun for the day. I'm only going to be streaming a little bit more, and then that'll be it. The sneeze returned. I could not keep it away as much as I wanted to, unfortunately. But anyways, farewell. No more sneezes, leave me alone. I just want a one and done. Oops. Sorry about that. Here, let me get you a replacement. There we go. I could totally fill that in with dirt or granite. Why do I have so much granite? How'd that happen? Did I go straight through a granite bubble? As much as I like granite, I should probably find more uses for it. And is this what I think it is? Is this the coal? You know what would be so nice? If I could find Grimstone coal. Come on, I'm like right there. Grimstone coal, please. No, where's the Grimstone at? Why is there no Grimstone coal? Oh well. I was really hoping. So it is totally possible to find coal this far down. It's just very, very unlikely. Oh wait, hold on. I'm not filling this in yet. Oops. Yeah, I don't know when I done goofed though. At some point when I was working on this corner, some block was placed incorrectly. I don't know how that happened. One, two, three, four. Because, yeah, that's 4 blocks there. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I place this one, four, 9. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but I somehow misplaced a block somewhere. But what we're going to do is we're just going to leave it. Because all the math adds up nice and evenly this time. In fact, we're just going to open that up. Open all the way. Alright, well, that's okay, I suppose. As long as the Grimstone bricks are divisible by 4. That's the part that matters. But as I go up, I realized, oops. Well, I guess we're mining... I just have all this granite on me. Never mind, hold on. I really should focus on bubble columns. But to work on the bubble columns, I need a magma block and soul sand. Hold on, maybe I done goofed here. Well, if this is 3 blocks tall, then no, I would not have done goofed. Because each one is 4, 4, 4. Well, anyways, I would need soul sand, which means I'd have to go to the nether. I still haven't acquired the lava for the obsidian. I haven't really seen much lava. I wonder if they decrease the amount of source lava lakes. Oh, hello. Here's the other llama. Huh. Sorry, buddy. I think I'm about to... Oh, hold on. Can you fit? Oh, he's fitting through the 1 block gap. That's cool. Huh. So that's what happened to him. Alright, well, let me put all this stuff away. 17, that's not much. Yeah, what am I going to do with all this granite? I don't have a plan for it. I also have a lot of the smooth basalt. Maybe I should do something with that as well. Okay, I don't know how I ended up with all this coal, but it would probably be smart to put it away. Well, maybe I already did that. Good job, me of the past. I don't feel like cooking that up. I'll cook it up later. Alright, let's catch some Z's, reset the weather timer, then we're gonna go back down and just dig, dig, dig. Let's say for the last few minutes. Oh, wait, hold on. This is only one of the llamas. Maybe... I don't know what that other llama... Hey, buddy, get up here. I could use your ender pearls. Slap. Haha! Thank you for your service. Alright, truth be told, I did not have a plan for the ender pearls. I just wanted them. I might find them useful, though, somewhere around here. In fact, you know what I could do? I can make a water bucket. That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't pick one up right. And I don't think there was one down there in the dungeon. I don't think so. There's a name tag. There was gold. There was a 13 disc and a golden apple. Boop. Oh, you know what? I should have grabbed the water. Alright, well, either way, first things first. I guess I'll just go this way. I don't know how far we're gonna go. A moderate amount of distance, I suppose. There's some tough... This tough texture is going to change soon. I don't know when, but I already have a texture prepared for it. I was able to work on what I planned out, and turns out it is in fact very similar to the color palette already. I should say the lightness. Oh no way! You can have these ores replace the tough. I didn't know tough was replaceable. That's nice because then that means you can find the ores in the tough. I'm totally gonna take all this red dust though, I need it. The amount of red dust I've been spending at home. Little too much. Little too much, I say. I also don't know how much I plan on digging. Maybe 4 stacks. It's only out a stack and a half, oh boy. Yeah, we only have a few more minutes left of the day. It'll be time to zoom on out of here. And then I go to enjoy the rest of the night doing I don't know what. There's a movie I can watch, but I watched a movie this morning. I've been trying to tackle my to watch list, and I have a big plan coming up. I have a very big plan. I said earlier 900 episodes. This is gonna be monumental. It's not Doctor Who. I already finished Doctor Who. It's not One Piece. One Piece is 1100 episodes. Maybe they passed 1200 by now. We might be in the 1200s. Anyways, no, I'm not rewatching Doctor Who. With 900 episodes, do you know how many series I can watch? Alright, so for in this tunnel, I'll probably keep going until I run out of torches of this stack, and then I'll keep going in the next tunnel. Hey, look, see there. Something annoying. Oh boy. Lava, how high up do you go? Looks like I just barely clipped it. Because I think this is the top, right? Does this not go up? Come on. There we go. Alright, well, so much for continuing on. I guess I'll just leave it as this. Okay. Probably shouldn't have done that because now I gotta find where I entered. That could be an issue. Aha! It says Claptrap from Borderlands. I haven't watched the Borderlands movie, but I think to myself, why did they not bring the original Claptrap voice actor? I don't know. That's one of those why moments, because it would have made sense. It would have been totally fine. Perhaps it just shows that they weren't thinking of the fans and making the movie. I also think I heard it did not perform well. It's not gonna stop me from watching it. I like Borderlands. I've seen bad video game movie adaptations. Looking at you, Doom. I'm sure I'd be fine. I'm sure there would be people to argue that the worst movie adaptation was the I think it was 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie. Y'all remember that? I do. I've only ever seen the retail version. There's another copy that I think had like deleted scenes or other extra stuff included. That was never officially released, but it was kind of pieced together. And so I do have that version, but I realize I never watched it. Oops. There are also a few other movies I have that I acquired and then I just never watched. I was just in the mood one day, and so I went searching. And then time passed, and I just never got back in the mood. Well, I got other stuff going on soon. And we're also going to place down one final torch and then calling it. Yes, I have something else I intend to watch soon, and that'll be quite interesting. It's going to be a long adventure, 900 episodes. But I think I might have said that I've been slowly going through all the X-Men movies. And today, I watched Deadpool 2. So at some point in the near future, I'm probably going to watch Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't know when, but soon. We'll see how things go. Alright, let's just zoop. Bring all that together. Oh, am I that low on torches? Alright, well, either way, we're going to place down these bricks tomorrow, so if y'all have any final thoughts, start saying them now as I get back to where we need to be. Do I happen to see any water nearby? Oh, you know what? I think I do. I got... Aha! Foreshadowment. I left that water there. Good job, me of the past. Leaving it. Oh, in fact, the lava I was talking about for obsidian, I just found a bunch of lava. Oh, this is great. Well, either way, we're still not going to collect today. We're going to collect tomorrow. But yeah, if anyone watching at this moment while it's live, so your final thoughts now is we'll be back again tomorrow, probably. And we'll start doing more of the activities. Maybe we'll go back to the nether and stuff. That's all it for today. Thank you all for watching. Bye.